A very warm welcome to all of you on this very special day. I declare the congregation open.
No. Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, graduands, it is a great pleasure to be able to deliver this oration on the occasion of the award of an honorary degree to Neil Carr, in recognition of his outstanding contribution to the development of education and research within mental health and community care, and his significant contribution to the university. Neil Carr is quite simply an inspirational leader. He has transformed the landscape of mental health services, promoting multi-professional models of working, evidence-based practice, and research-led innovation. His vision has improved care for those most marginalised by society, supporting services that meet the needs of users and their families. He is someone I have respected and admired for many years, and it's a true privilege to be delivering his oration. Neil is Chief Executive Officer at Midlands Partnership NHS Foundation Trust, although anyone who meets Neil will realise he remains a mental health nurse at heart, bringing his experience of patient care to his hugely successful managerial and leadership roles. He grew up in the northeast of England, an area with which he retains a close personal connection. Family and community are important to Neil, and these core values are evident in the way he works as a senior health leader. A graduate of Birmingham City University, Neil has spent his career championing healthcare developments, particularly in mental health, and more recently, the integration of physical, mental health, and social care, which remains an international priority. He has been a passionate advocate for changing models of care, promoting key areas such as non-medical prescribing and the specialist nurse role, which are increasingly leading the transformation of the NHS. For many years, Neil combined active clinical work in areas such as liaison psychiatry and psychotherapy with senior leadership roles, enabling him to remain connected not only to the workforce, but also to the needs of patients, carers, and families. Long before most health and care organisations realised the critical importance of evidence-informed practice, Neil was championing research for all. This has resulted in a dynamic and successful collaboration between Midlands Partnership NHS Foundation Trust and Keele University. Historically, mental health has had a less robust evidence base than other specialities. This is something Neil sought to address through new investment in joint clinical academic posts, and usually this went beyond medicine with strong investment in nursing, allied health professionals, social work and psychology, recognising the importance of the full health and care team. Under Neil's leadership, Midlands Partnership NHS Foundation Trust has grown into a vibrant, world-leading, research-led organisation. When COVID-19 emerged in 2020, he supported the organisation to lead essential vaccine research, the only community trust in the country selected to deliver this critical activity. He then led the delivery of the COVID-19 response programme in Staffordshire, which to date has delivered over 2 million vaccinations. Under his leadership, the Trust has grown and flourished, expanding the range of services provided to include innovative and highly rated provision of often neglected areas such as prison and military health services. Just as Neil is a mentor to many, he has also benefited from the mentorship of outstanding academic leaders, including Professor Peter Nolan, who helped Neil to understand that nursing could be the most humane of the sciences and the most scientific of the humanities. Neil has a strong personal connection to Keele, as one of his 3 sons is a graduate of the university and is now working as a senior NHS manager. He is proud of his 6 grandchildren, and I'm delighted that he is accompanied today by his partner Tina, who has been a constant source of support for him. Among his many accolades, Neil was awarded OBE for services to nursing and healthcare in 2005, and for exceptional leadership, he was awarded Fellowship of the Royal College of Nursing in 2010. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present to you Neil Carr to be admitted to the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa.
Neil Carr, by virtue of my authority as Chancellor, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa. Well done.
Note that I hope you will tolerate. I don't intend to read for it simply to ensure I'm brief, because, Chancellor, I'm very conscious this is the graduates' day today, and I need to be brief in what I have to say. But if you'll just allow me 2, maximum of 3 minutes, I'd be very, very grateful. Can I say what an honour it is that the university has bestowed this honorary doctorate upon me? It's huge recognition, and I can hear my mother saying now, if she was still with us, do you deserve this? Are you really sure you've worked hard enough for this? So, as I speak to you, I also think of my mother, my father. The university, I think, has challenged the way Midlands Partnership Foundation Trust operates. It has allowed us to collaborate, and we have gone from strength to strength together. And I will be very, very grateful to Keele University for what we have achieved, but what we will go on to achieve. Because most of you here today will know that the biological model is strong, the psychological model is getting stronger, the social model, I think, is getting there, but a way to go, and the spiritual model, that biopsychosocial approach, is something I really want to work closely with the university, and I was delighted when social work research was undertaken here at Keele, and we can truly say we're talking now about integrated care, and that to me is very, very important. What I would say to you graduating today is this. You know the Care Quality Commission have very clear views on the 5 key lines of inquiry. Are our services safe? Are they caring? Are they responsive? Are they effective? And are they well led? I think our patients have got the right to expect care and safety without having to challenge that. But what I ask you to do through your individual practice and within your team practice is to reflect. Are your services as responsive and as effective as they could be? Does your practice live up to that standard? As a team, as an individual, how are you challenging yourself now and into the future? You've got opportunities that I could only dream of when I was in your place some 40 odd years ago. But the reality is now the sky truly is the limit for yourself. So please, don't ignore what the research is telling us. Please ensure that you are following evidence-based practice and that your team has a role in that. Chancellor, I am eternally grateful to the university for this great honour. This is your day. Please enjoy. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you.
Graduands, please stand. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present to you these candidates who have been found worthy to be admitted to the degrees for which they have been awarded. Can I ask each student just to pause when they approach the Chancellor to have their photograph taken, please? For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Elizabeth Tunnicliffe, Alexander Technique, an exploration of overcoming fear of falling in people aged 60 and over. For the degree of Master of Science, Katie Agiloba, Olemisi Omatoyo Akinwumi, Georgina Sarah Bailey, Michael Elliott Barnes, Victoria Beardmore, Jamie Leanne Brough, Rebecca Campbell, Kim Marie Carroll, Sarah Judith Carter, Safa Chingindi, Marie Ann Coxey, Catherine Ann Evans, Kelly Finney, Rachel Fradley, Rachel Ann Harrison, Elkie Henson, Yasmin Charlotte Hollyhead Smith, Nicola Louise Hope, Kimberly Faye Humphreys, Olufolaik Omtolani Ifantumu, Sharon Louise Kalazak, Catherine Elizabeth Kelly, Victoria Louise Lavender Bailey, Tidung Lewis, James Lino, Chedza Tracy Maguti, Carolyn Amanda Muir, Patience Eurita Mukari, Nyambezi Mazira. Katie Nally. Noeline Tabazi Poku. Levine J. Paris. Nicola Joanne Pedley. Harriet Shaw. Elizabeth Janet Smith. Andrei Petro Solomka. Yolanda Siri Tamanji. Samantha Zinyemba. Michelle Bangajena. For the degree of postgraduate diploma, Charlotte Joanne Clements. Leanne Facey. Laura Howard. Emma Louise Kemp. Rebecca Helen Ramsden. Sharon Louise Sherwin. Amy Wheatley. Rebecca Whitehouse. Dominic Williscroft, the Philip Goody Docker Memorial Prize for Outstanding Achievement as a District Nursing Student 2020-2021. For the degree of postgraduate certificate, Nelson Felipe Gomez Lopez. Joseph Thomas Molyneux. For the degree of Bachelor of Science Midwifery, Margarida Elvis de Nascimento for Pre-Registration Midwifery Academic Prize 2019-2020. Julie Michelle Bampton. Faye Buck. Nicole Felstead. Molly Ann Fishlock. Melanie Leanne Goff-Rogers, Pre-Registration Midwifery Outstanding Recognition Prize 2019-2020. Lauren Haig. Phoenix Pamela Haslam. Kira Louise Hope. Abigail Mary Ann Hobson. Lauren Elizabeth Jennings. Rachel Jones. Natalie Rose Logan. Catriona McSorley. Georgia Mills. Emily Elizabeth Roach. Francesca Elizabeth Shaw. Iona Simpson. Julia Teresa Southall. Annabelle Rose Louise Thatcher. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Nursing, Nicola Jane Forster. May I ask the students who have just been conferred to stand?
By virtue of my authority as Chancellor, I admit you to the awards for which you are listed.
Please be seated.
Welcome again to what I hope will be a really memorable day for all of you. One which you will be able to look back on and think to yourself, okay, it's taken a long time to get here because of all the different reasons that we know, but hopefully it will be none the less special for any of you because of that. And what a journey it has been. We have here, of course, today graduates from both 2020 and 2021, and your experience at this university has been very different from the experience of students who went before you, and I sincerely hope will be very different from the experience of any students who come after you. It's been a really difficult time, as you know. And I want to mark in particular the work of all of those students here today who were involved in the COVID response. You became a critical part of that total response effort, and you probably had experiences that tested your strength and your capabilities at that time in a way that you absolutely hadn't anticipated. There have been enough reports for us to know what it was like in the NHS at that time, even if we personally had no experience of that. But for you, that came after the whole experience of being at a university during the COVID times. And what you had to go through, the transition you had to go through, was truly remarkable. Now, none of us would have wished that on you, especially at a time of life when friendships and networks and acquaintances are developed and often become part of the whole of the rest of your life. To be able to get through your degree against that backdrop was astonishing. And I guess it's true to say that in a life when all of those things will be needed, you have been there and done it when things got tough. And you may well need those skills and strengths all over again. I also hope that you will recognize today the contribution of Keele's staff to enabling you to get to this point, to help you through your degree. We continue, happily, to receive national recognition in all sorts of different ways here at Keele, and I personally am delighted that we, yet again, have performed exceptionally well in the National Student Survey. Now, all of this is reflected in so many different ways, but the university has been able to maintain extraordinarily high standards over the last couple of years. In particular, I just want to call out the opening of the new Harper Keele Vet School, with first students arriving in 2020 and a new building in 2021, an incredible step forward for Keele. I also want to point out the development of a new energy park with 2 wind turbines and 12,000 solar panels. As you can imagine, as a Green Chancellor, this is something that has brought joy to my heart. All of those things go on all the time against the backdrop of increased research demands, increased expectations from all sorts of different people in government and society as a whole. That research agenda is critically important. We are always, here at Keele, focused on this notion of increasing the impact that we can have on society around us. And that is why we chose to focus on these 3 big areas of concern, the biggest challenges, if you like, that we face as a global population: social inclusion, sustainable futures, and global health. Also recognizing the increasing importance that these digital technologies today will bring to us. We have literally hundreds of staff involved in leading research in these areas. I hope that some of you have been able to benefit from some of that here in a local environment in Keele, thinking about some of your responsibilities and opportunities in future in the global environment. Of course, you know a bit about what that looks like. All of you, I imagine, are very aware of the degree to which we are now looking out on an extremely troubled world. I read a survey last year in which 23,000 different young people, millennials and Gen Zers, in 45 different countries, were asked about what their expectations of the future might be. 40% of those 23,000 young people felt that, and here I quote, "The world has already hit the point of no return when it comes to the environment, and it is already too late to repair the damage done." Now, happily, I don't believe that to be the case. I don't think it is too late to repair the damage done. But it is an absolutely shocking indictment that that percentage of young people today can feel that way about their future. So we, and I'm looking obviously more to this side of the marquee and those at the back over there, we, as in the generation that has called the shots over the last 20, 30 years, involved in society in one way or another, in politics or in business, whatever it might be, we have largely failed you. And I'm even more sorry to say that we continue to fail you today. Right now, every single day, we are still essentially stealing your future. We dress that up as economic growth in the present, all in the name of progress which will cost you dear. Even as the planet continues to burn, extreme poverty and injustice persist, and the very foundation of our wealth creation system here, namely the diversity, resilience of planet Earth, is itself under unprecedented stress. That is not a happy picture for young people today. But here's the thing. COVID-19 has already taught us many, many things, not least what we can do collectively when we find a common purpose. And millions of people here in the UK, let alone globally, are working away every day on behalf of people they often don't know or are just passing acquaintances of, guided by an instinctive thing: to do as much as they possibly can to help those people, to do the right thing, sometimes referred to as the golden rule: do unto others as you would have done unto you. But what is lacking, unfortunately, at the moment is the political will to harness that readiness to do the right thing, to bring about a much more radical transformation of the way we treat each other and the way that we treat the planet. A readiness, for instance, to start treating the climate emergency with the same purpose and urgency as we have had to treat the coronavirus crisis. It is still possible to repair the damage, at least a very significant percentage of the damage that has been done. Not least because we know beyond doubt what we now need to do. And the simplest and most obvious thing that we have to do is to stop using fossil fuels just as fast as we possibly can. And whenever you hear politicians who are trying to finesse that particular reality, extend the life of oil and gas assets in the North Sea, or whatever it might be, you sort of need to know that the message about the climate emergency hasn't yet landed. So for all of you graduating today, however uncomfortable a message this may be, do not be a bystander. You are unlikely to win the support of this generation of politicians. I have to say this, mostly ecologically illiterate politicians. You're unlikely to win their support unless and until your generation starts to fight back against their relative indifference, to get engaged at every turn, rather than be satisfied with standing by meekly on the sidelines, watching our beautiful planet flushed down the toilet of human greed, self-interest, and corruption. As graduates of Keele, and you know how seriously we take this whole sustainability story, you are well placed to take on that challenge. That's one of the many, many reasons why we hope that you will continue to be proud to be associated with this university. You'll continue to think of us as part of your own personal future. You're now joining more than 80,000 Keele alumni in every part of the globe today. And those alumni continue to demonstrate great value to each other through their networks and associations. So please, therefore, do stay in touch with us. Make sure we have your contact details. Sign up for the Alumni Association and think about how you might in some way be able to give back in a small way for everything that you've been able to take from Keele. And finally, you won't be at all surprised to hear that should you end up with such an incredibly successful career, that you make yourself really very, very rich indeed, we hope at that point that you will remember your old university at that time. So that's it. You've made it a troubled, difficult path in a way that none of us could possibly have imagined the last time we did a physical graduation ceremony. You've had to wait a long time to be able to celebrate it, but you're leaving here with such an important, such a wonderful qualification, and one that people will respect the world over, that we hope will open doors and opportunities to you. So with that, can I finally wish you congratulations on behalf of the entire university for your success. Thank you.
Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present to you these candidates who have been found worthy to be admitted to the degrees for which they have been awarded. Favour Osahioria Adogi. Soraya Aisha Ahmed. Josephine Beatrice Eldest Ball. Kimberly Archer. Isabel Mary York Arnold. Angel Marion Bailey. Vanda Rachel Barker. Megan Rose Bavington Court. Cara Betton. Osia Rhiannon Birtles. Eleanor Jessie Bradbury. Kim Cancino. Lisa Shinopa Chipatico. Melissa Jane Copestake. Olivia Claire Daly. Emily Davis. Janina Linson Mora DeQuina. Amelia Louise Enright. Leah Rebecca Evans. Olivia Jane Frost. Darcy Fry Green. Rosemary Victoria Gibson. Georgie Emma Margaret Gibson Hughes. Adam Nathan Goodwin, the Pre-Registration Nursing Outstanding Recognition Prize 2019-2020. Megan Elizabeth Goodwin. Megan Deborah Grattan. Rebecca Grocott Lanza. Molly Alexandria Hammond Gamble. Leona Claire Hartwell. Robin Allison Hatton. Gemma Horn. Katie Rebecca Horton. Catherine Hunt. Anika Jaku. Zorda Jama. Nikki Aaron Jones. Hannah Louise Keeling. Martina Georgieva Kostova. Jessica Louise Lee. Emma Lewis. Francesca Louise Lindsay. Jessica May Littler. Hannah Catherine Lloyd. Georgia Emily Lockett. Tia Daisy Laforte. Katrina Mackenzie. Ella Alicia Maddox. Siobhan Mallet. Sophie Marsh. Isaiah Lawrence Carl Matentio. Katie Louise Meredith. Layla Abdallah Mohammed. Maria Chongo Mongole. Promise Nlovu. Katie Louise O'Reilly. Chloe Olive. Rebecca Helen Pace. Danielle Louise Packwood. Joseph Craig Parks. Emma Louise Parton. Herman Anna Maria Petros Fezahay. Isabel Lucy Plum. Holly Lenore Prescott. Michaela Regala. Megan Richards. Natasha Catherine Mary Rose. Megan Jessica Rowley. Happy Enzamala Rushford. Rihanna Maria Savaglier. Amelia Shute. Nicole Amanda Smith. Chikadili Ifeinwa St. Michael. Kirsty Louise Stanmore. Sheeman Sabah Suleiman. Abida Sultana. Samantha Louise Swan. Charlie Tivy. Abigail Megan Walker. Sophie Elizabeth Ward. Mairead Ann Williams. Maxine Ellis Williams. Natasha Margaret Elizabeth Williams, Tamika Wilson, Kimberly Yates, Non-Kululeko Beauty Zulu, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Children's Nursing, Abigail Violet Bedson. Victoria Jane Black. Tia Justina Durkin. Megan Louise Ellis. Nikita Lara Emmons. Amy Ewers. Hannah Rebecca Foster. Lucy Alexandra Josephine Hendry. Pooja Devi Kataria. Aisha Alison Khan. Jade Elizabeth Knight. Chloe Milligan, Pre-Registration Nursing Academic Prize 2019-2020. Hannah Mary Murphy. Emanuela Mame Asantiwa Pepra. Amy Beth Plant. Amber Laura Sorsby, Pre-Registration Nursing Outstanding Recognition Prize 2020-2021. For the degree of Bachelor of Science Learning Disability Nursing, Alan Ruvarashi Kakachi. Amelia Linda Home. Hannah Scott. Harry Travis. Abby Williams Randall. For the degree of Bachelor of Science Mental Health Nursing, Neha Asif. Caroline Birchall. Joseph William Morris Bond. Rebecca Jane Carr. Stephen Dale. Amina Hussain. Nicola Caroline James. Emma Jessica Jones. Fiona McLeod. Rafaro Crispin Mandaza. Heidi Louise Gladys Elaine Morris. Dorcas Joyce Muchambizi. Sarah Harriet Partington. Faye Marie Rathbone, Sophie Caris Shasby, Megan Grace Smith, Sitsi Brenda Tagarisa, Liberty Page Taylor, Chloe Anita Sandra Tomlins, Kudawashi Wadasango, for the Foundation Degree of Science, Nursing Associate. No, have you got a card? Sorry. No. Oh. Apologies. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Zihan Hussain, Athira Binti Shirazi. For the Foundation Degree of Science, Nursing Associate, Michelle Dawn Barker. Kira Elizabeth Cresswell. Jessica Abigail Gilmore. Shane Paul Holliston. Jessica Louise Kea. Kerry Kitchen. Dorcas Murambiwa. Deborah Elizabeth Nixon. Sarah Louise Stubbs. Lucy Thompson. Alison White. Tamar Elizabeth Whitaker. May I ask the students who have just been conferred to stand?
You have to wait a minute. Okay. Aren't you the lucky ones? Because you are now going to get 2 rounds of applause. Because the Chancellor has to officially confer. By virtue of my authority as Chancellor, I admit them to the awards for which they are listed. And now you can clap.
Please be seated. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present to you in absentia those candidates who appear listed in the programme who are not present.
By virtue of my authority as Chancellor, I admit them to the awards for which they are listed.
Let us give thanks on this special day in a moment of reflection or prayer according to your own practice or belief. We give thanks for our university and recommit ourselves to its mission, that the tasks of education and research may continue to be carried out with integrity. We give thanks for the vision of our founding principal, Lord Lindsay, who directed that Keele exist for the pursuit of truth in the company of friends. The university's foundation also drew on the historic motto of the Sneed family, to thank God for all. May that spirit of friendship and thankfulness continue to be fostered by all at Keele. We give thanks for our graduates as they conclude this stage of their education. May their skills and qualifications be used for good in their communities and beyond. We give thanks for all staff who have taught and supported them in their learning. May they know the lasting impact that their work has had and the change that they have enacted in the lives of our graduates. We give thanks for the families and friends present here and around the world. Let us acknowledge with gratitude the love, care, and encouragement that they have given and continue to show towards our students. May we look forward with hope to the future, that the success of this university and its graduates will continue to grow, that the gifts we celebrate today will be used fruitfully, that the world may become a better place. May I please invite you to stand.
That. One last chance to congratulate all our graduating students today, to wish you all the very best. A truly prosperous and successful career lies ahead of you. I declare the congregation closed.